we're actually going to do for today is trying to get you to be self-aware whilst you're in whitewater, and to give you the skills to be safe when you're actually inside the water. But what I want to find out is also what sort of personal goals do you have? I know our goals for the team, and I know that you've goals to do that. What do you want to get out of the day?
I want to have fun. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've never been to a place before, so.
Do you have any fears or any joy types? Love them.
Yeah, the reason we've asked you to do it is what we want to do when you learn how to coasteer and how you feel when you're doing it, and we're going to do a little bit of imagery. We want you to take ownership of your own learning. So if you've got your own goals before you start, you can then start implementing them as you go. So it's just about taking ownership, and then you can feel how you've done it at the end instead of just what you've done. That's so important.
Yeah.
So throughout the day, not by teaching you the skills, but when you're doing it about you, it's so fun.
Yeah. I've been cliff jumping before, but never in the ocean.
Oh god.
Just like in rivers and lakes and stuff like that. So I'm not afraid. I hope the weather's nice. That's a goal.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Sunshine is go. Yeah.
Welcome to Harbour Ivy on Coasteering Day Adventures. Just want to go through a quick piece of kit that we've got around us to begin with, just so you know what it all is. Okay. So
Okay, right, now we've already talked about personal goals, and you said that you wanted to have fun. And now you're here and you see in the environment that you're going to be in, have you reflected on and thought of any more goals that you'd like to work on while you're here, or anything that you've reflected upon on the journey up?
I think just like overcoming maybe some of the anxieties that we feel about the heights and stuff like that, and hopefully the tide stays pretty good, or it's better if it's dangerous, so we can go around the cliffs. You know, would be a goal. Exploration.
Yeah, like sort of maybe you don't know how you're going to feel before you do it, so your goal is to overcome maybe anything that you do feel. Anxiety, would you say?
Yeah.
Fantastic, right.
Okay, well, I want to quickly give you an understanding of why we've chosen to come to this specific location, why we've chosen to do coasteering as an activity. As you can see, the location itself, it's a really, really sheltered area. And it's really, really close to the car park, and you can get out of there. There's lots of exit points that you can use. but it's a safe environment for you to push yourself through to actually, whatever your personal goals are, as well as our big goal of the day. Some of the safety briefs that I want to talk to you about is if you can't hear anything, so you can't see any of us, then give us a nice big shout. Okay? If you hear one of these, then just look straight towards the sun. Okay? Also, there'll be a few hand movements. So if I'm doing this, what does that mean? Fantastic. If I'm pointing at something, I mean to look towards there. If I do this, that means everybody on me. Okay? So what does this mean? If I do this, if I point at something, if I do this,
Come to you, get out of the water.
if I do three blows of the whistle like this, that means everybody get out. If I'm doing this,
Okay.
that means everybody get out of the water as soon as possible. Okay? Everyone good?
Yeah. Okay, the next thing we want to talk about, the very last thing, is imagery. So one of the coaching points that we wanted to introduce to you is what you said a little bit about anxiety, is if you are feeling anxious when you're doing something, try and imagine yourself, like close your eyes and imagine what you would look like doing that jump. So if we say, right, jump off this, close your eyes and imagine what you would look like doing it. It's a little bit of a psychological aid of how you could maybe overcome something, and we'll experiment with that when we're doing the activity. So it's just something that I wanted to introduce quickly.
So we'll head down to the next section.
We'll head down, okay?
Great, let's do it. So now we're going to do a quick bit of coaching through a model called TGROW, T-G-R-O-W, which stands for topic, goal, reality, options, and then the wrap-up, so the final part. The reason we've chosen to do that is because it encompasses everything that we need to get across for the safety. Also allows them to do a bit of experiential learning through it as well. So the topic itself is going to be shallow water entries into water. The goal is going to be just for them to enter the water safely without injuring themselves or being a danger to anybody else. Using the reality of it, we're actually going to make them understand the safety issues around it, and throughout the rest of the day we need them to be able to do these small activities in order to travel safely. The options part of it, we're going to be using a bit of experiential, so we're going to let them explore that, give them the basic principles, and then we're going to be giving them demos of how we do it ourselves. The wrap up then will be us then looking to them, giving them the power of the learning, so saying you know now what to do. Throughout the rest of the day we're going to be expecting you to be developing it and carrying on with it as well. Let's go do it. What we're going to go through quickly is a few safety bits of us actually travelling and moving across the rocks. It's going to be a little bit slippy. You see things like this, green is slippy, and do you ever know what a barnacle is? Little white creatures that live on the rocks. Well, I'll show you some anyway. Barnacles grippy, which are these. Barnacles are grippy, seaweed is very, very slippy. When you're travelling, if you two were to compare, so spotting each other, do you know what spotting is?
Just watching them, making
Yeah.
sure they're okay.
So if you're climbing, if you turn around, you're climbing, yeah? What I'm doing is, I'm here, nice wide stance, nice and stable. I've got my hands out, so if she does fall backwards, I can push her slightly forward, she doesn't land on the back of her head or on the back of her head. That's what we're going to be doing as well. You all good?
Yeah.
Right then, what we're going to go through now is shallow water entry. Any ideas what it means? Getting into shallow water, very simple. The main principles of it is, the very main principles of getting into the water and what we're doing is putting as less of your body into the water as possible, staying as above water as possible, trying to keep your head up, trying to keep your shoulders up, all those sort of things. A few ways that we go about doing it is sometimes we stand on the edge and we can actually do a jump in, or sometimes we just get in if we can, nice and slowly. What I want you to do is, we'll take you down to a little location down by here, have an experiment with it. It is safe, it is deep, but it's extremely deep here. I just want to get you experimenting with how to get into the water, using those principles of trying to keep your head up, trying to keep your shoulders above the water, okay? Okay. So have a little go of it, then we'll come back and then we'll do a little demonstration of how I do it personally, and then we'll have a chat about it, yeah?
Alright.
Okay, let's go do it.
Do it.
So what are the principles that we're thinking of when we're jumping in?
Keep your head and shoulders above the water.
Yeah, brilliant. So have a little mess around with it. Give it a go.
So you just like ease in, like how?
Yeah, experiment with it, yeah.
If you didn't know how deep this water was, it was quite shallow, how would you do it?
You get like this.
Nice, yeah.
Well, what if you on your next one is, right, how would you go about doing that? Fast, there's a fair bit of distance to go on. With to make it a little bit more fluid, how could we then move on a little bit faster? Okay? So if you just want to just crawl out of that jump there,
Okay.
if you want to give it a go. Close your skills.
Sorry, am I in the way?
No, you're alright, don't worry, honestly.
Great stuff. Great. So that's brilliant. So we've got a nice, that's safe. You know, everything we taught you there, all the principles are in place. What I'm going to show you now is a quick way that we do it, which keeps all your body above the water, hopefully we do it correctly. And it's a little bit more fluid, a little bit faster we can do. It's up to you. You can do the slow one, because we're not going to work on the time scale today. This is the way that we kind of do it. So you've got to bend your knees a little bit. Then I'm going to push off, and I'm going to do a belly flop, and I'm going to push my hands out so my head tries to stay above the water, okay?
Okay.
And hopefully it should look a little bit like this. Fantastic, so now you've seen it. Now what we're going to try and do is you get you to replicate that, okay?
Okay.
So all the principles, you're going to bend down into your knees, bend your knees, hands out in front of you, push out as soon as you hit the water, and try and keep your head above the water, okay?
Okay.
Go for it.
Alright.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Woo!
So your head stayed above. In fact, you can see your fringe is still dry, so that's pretty good. And that's good. Coming over here. Coming over here. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That was really, really good. Next time when you do it, try and push out a little bit harder with your hands, so you push that water away so your head comes out a little bit more, okay? So do the effort, well done.
Okay, the next thing that we're going to go through with you is defensive swimming. And the reason that you need to do this is if we were to get into some rough water, and you don't necessarily know if there's rocks underneath you, or if you need to be defensive against things like rocks, any other obstructions basically, you need to try and keep yourself as close to the surface of the water as possible. Okay, so Sam's going to give you a bit of a demonstration. What he's doing, if you watch, he's using his arms for motion, he's lifting his hips up to the sky, as you can see they're on the surface of the water, and his knees are nice and bent, as you can see, because what he's got to do is use those as springs to sort of bounce himself off anything that comes. So if you could give a bit of a go, look at Sam, look at the way his body position is, and see if you can replicate that. Okay, so your head's up, your back is in the water, your hips are up, and you're pushing your bum up to the sky. Okay, legs bent, so you can use them to kick off. That's it, perfect. Perfect.
Try and keep your hips up a little bit.
Let me have a look.
Now push off.
Hips
Push
up.
off. Use your hands then. Come back in here.
Brilliant. Okay. So your hands you use to manoeuvre yourself, and your legs are basically a defence mechanism if you come into any rocks or anything like that. And now what I want you to imagine is that there's quite a lot of swell pushing you against those rocks. Okay. You're using your arms to manoeuvre yourself, and you're using your legs to push yourself off. Hips up. Okay. There could be rocks underneath you. Hips up. Legs like this. Okay.
Alright.
Perfect.
So the big swell goes up, and we're going to push up against it, and then we push off, keeping
That's it,
our thumbs up.
That's it, and using
Heads
your
up,
arms,
looking towards the
to manoeuvre yourself, heads up, thumbs up. Perfect. It's a bit of progression. We want you to do a shallow water entry, and then go straight into defensive swimming. So if we apply this to a different situation, you've got a shallow water entry, you don't know how deep it is, and then you've come into very big swells, so you need to be defensive straight away. Okay?
Flip right over my back and then do it on
Yeah,
the
so
side.
shallow water entry, you want to be flipping straight over, and then Sam will sort of put you in that situation so you can demonstrate the defensive swimming. Okay, so yes, whenever you're ready. That was good. Yeah, you kept your head up. Brilliant. So if you head over to
That's
Sam,
quite-
now in big swell.
Fantastic. Welcome to the swell zone. Okay. What we're going to do, sit on our backs. Nice big waves coming in, okay? Wave! The waves coming in, it's pushing us against the rocks. What do we do? You tell me, try and keep your arse up a little bit as well. Keep the butt up.
Hips up.
Yeah, and the wave pushes comes back out then. Bum up, looking towards the rock. Fantastic.
Alright. Okay, so do the other one.
We can sit around and get out.
Okay, ready? You ready to have a go?
Let's do it.
That's it. Nice shallow water entry. That's it. Nice shallow water entry. Then we're going to go straight into defensive swimming. How are you feeling? All right? Yeah. Ready? Okay. Whenever you're ready, then. Brilliant. That was really good. You get your head up. Oh, doesn't it? No, that was brilliant. Okay.
Brilliant stuff.
swimming over. Uh-oh, big swell zone. Uh-oh. Okay, big waves are coming. What are we going to do? We're going to keep our thumbs up in the air. Push ourselves towards the rock. This big wave is coming, yeah? It's going to push us up. Bum up, keep the bump in the air, and then we push off. That's fantastic. I think we're ready for the real stuff. Okay, so we've done a few bits of activities. We know that your personal goals for the day, your individual goals was to have fun, yeah? What we want to do is do a kangaroo jump, it's called. If you're having loads of fun, jump up really, really, really high. If you're not having much fun, do 2 little tiny jumps. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh, lots of fun. One more time. 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah!
Okay, the next thing that we're going to coach is going to be a low-level jump. It's going to be safe entry into the water. We're going to focus a little bit on imagery to maybe overcome some of the anxieties, which is one of the goals the participants had. And we're going to do it in the clear coaching model. And how that works is C is for contracting. We're going to make the participants aware of what they have to do and why they want to do it. Listening, we're going to ask the participants how they're feeling, how they think we should do it. It's very participant-based and democratic. We're going to explore their knowledge. It's going to be experiential. They're going to try it and explore how they do it. Action, if we need to step in and do any demonstrations, then we will. That will be the action. And then review afterwards. We're going to maybe show them some footage and see how they feel and how they got on with it. Okay, now we're going to do a low-level jump. Are you guys interested in that? Is that something that you want to do? Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah. Very good. It's good to see that you're engaged and you're interested. I'm going to listen to what you guys, any preconceptions that you have. Are you anxious? How are you feeling about what it's going to be? Have you jumped before? Can you give me a bit of feedback of how you're feeling?
I'm excited.
Excited?
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm really excited. Anxious to work our way up to the big guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, have you ever done any jumping before? Have you ever had any experience in entering water?
Yeah.
Okay, what heights did you do?
I've jumped as high as the tallest one before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with this low one, how are you feeling? Quite confident, would you say?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The next section, what we're going to do is we're going to explore how you guys want to do it and what you want to do. It's a bit very experiential because it's the lowest level jump. We want to see how you guys feel you want to do it, and I want to see how you're feeling. We want to go into a little bit of imagery and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. Now we want to experiment with the jump because it's not very high. You can safely enter the water in a way that you feel. Okay. Give me a couple of ideas of how you feel that you want to enter the water.
I usually jump in just feet first, like that, I guess.
Feet
Kind of.
first.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think you're going to do with your arms? I want you to tell me. I'm not going to tell you.
I usually keep them fairly tucked in. I don't flare them out.
Brilliant. Have you got any concerns about the jump? Maybe things that you haven't done before.
I've never worn a buoyancy before jumping, so I wonder how that's going to work with the water.
Okay. Well, I'd like you to have a go. Yeah.
Curious. Yeah.
Right, I'd like you to have a good go then. If you'd like to come close to the edge, perfect, and then enter the water in the way that you think is the safest and how you just experiment really, because it's completely up to you how you want to do it. So yeah, crack on whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Brilliant, fantastic. Cole, if you'd like to come round and have a go, would you like to have a go as well? So wait for us to swim out of the way. You have a go. What we're going to do, have a couple of tries, experiment with a couple of different ways. Okay, now you've done it, we're going to do a quick review. How does it feel?
It's good, yeah.
Did it hurt? No?
The coldness a little bit, but the sun.
Yeah, okay. So if, now you've done the low level jump, do you feel that you could progress on and do exactly the same style but on a higher level? Yeah? Okay, brilliant. And how are you feeling? Feeling alright?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm excited.
Nice.
Fun.
Okay, that's the review then.
Should we do some kangaroo jumps quickly?
How are you feeling?
You ready?
We're on the edge.
Yeah, be careful.
Move back a little bit, just over to about here.
Where it's nice and flat.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, come
yeah,
on,
ready?
come on in here.
A scale 10 if I'm having a fantastic time is touching the top of that over there. You've got to jump up there, right? And then if you're having a really, really, really sad time, You got to lay on the floor. 3, 2, 1, go! I saw somebody up there then. That was awesome. Very cool. Right then, guys. So as you're climbing up here, I want you two to be spotting each other again. So if you work as a team to spot each other. So as she's coming up here, yep, then you are going to be behind her, just making sure that she doesn't fall backwards, okay?
Okay.
That's it. Fantastic. Make sure you're stable at the bottom as well, because if she falls back on you, that's brilliant. And she's away. There you are. Do you want to spot her then at the back as well? That's great. Fantastic.
Oh, the sun, everyone, is beautiful.
That's brilliant. And you're nearly there. That's great. Well done. Julie's on safety. Fantastic. Okay, right then, welcome to the middle jump of today. For this one, we're going to be applying all the other little things that we've learned throughout the day. Now it gets a little bit more serious. It's not going to kill you, but it may hurt a little bit. The few principles we're going to go through. First one being, when you're jumping in, you're going to be feet together, keep your feet together, knees slightly bent. There's two ways of doing it. One is like this, the other one is like this. It's completely up to you which one you do. Just to inform you, the only reason for people not doing this is if your elbows hit the water from a high jump, you could punch yourself in the face. So that's what it does. If you do it, your arms go up. What we don't want to see is any of this. So if you land and your arms go up, it can hurt. Don't want to see you doing this, you might get hurt. And when you actually impact the water, you'll try and keep your toes bent. So a bit like a ballerina, toes together, like that, okay?
Okay.
Now when we're jumping off, we're going to be going off the top here, directly out the direction, okay? Do you have any questions?
No.
Does everybody want to do it? You don't have to do it all. This is not important.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah? Give it a go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Come up here. One at a time. Who's going first?
Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Okay. If you want to just stand over there, just so you can watch it then as well.
Okay.
You good? Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to sit on the edge here. And we're going to take a nice big, one big leap out, okay? Then, arms either like this or like that. Which one are you going to go for? Like that. Knees bent, toes pointed. When you come back up, I want you to give me thumbs up if you're okay.
Yeah.
So you come back up, first thing I want you to think of is, am I okay? I'm okay, thumbs up. If you're not okay, I'm going to die! Lots of screaming, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so take your own time when you're ready. Good, go.
You got it. Woo!
She good? She's good, yeah? Fantastic,
Got
fantastic.
thumbs up.
Now if you just want to swim across over there, we'll do a little bit of feedback and we'll try again. That's great. You next?
Yep.
Come on then, let's give this a go, is it? When you saw her jumping in, was there anything you thought she could have improved on? Was there anything that you thought she could have changed?
I could barely see it, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, well, as she was going, she started off, pushed forward too far. So the top of the weight pushed her forward, so she had to correct herself. You jump, just do one leap out, try and keep yourself straight to the head. That's not good.
Overthink it. Okay.
So you ready? So we're going to stand the edge here, and do it, lock it, over and back, direction.
The camera on? Good? Alright.
Are we good? Woo! Nice, nice. Right then, well done. Fantastic jump, very well done. Good effort, good sir, marvellous. I love it overview on it, fantastic jump. She did it, you're safe, you're all in one piece, brilliant. Nobody's hurt too bad of it?
No, not at all.
The only one thing that we can correct slightly when we're doing is, as you're jumping out, try and take a step out in that direction, rather than a hesitant fall in. Because then you have to, I saw you trying to correct yourself when you're in the air. It's not long to do that for you. It's a brilliant effort, and next time just try and take a step out of your whole body. So brilliant. The things we've learnt here, you can apply now to the higher jumps and to the lower jumps. Just remember those principles. Okay?
Alright.
Good job, let's move on.
Nice.
Fantastic, keep that spotting going on. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. When you're spotting each other, guys, all I want you to concentrate on is making sure that your feet are nicely spread apart and stable, so that if somebody does fall back onto you, you're there stable, okay?
Yep.
Brilliant.
Okay, this next part, the biggest jump, we're going to coach in a plan, do, review style by a guy called Cole. So what we're going to do, we're going to plan the jump. Because you've done the medium jump, you can use a bit of imagery to think how you're going to look when you do it. You know, we talked about imagery earlier. Think about how you're going to look when you do it, maybe how you're going to feel. Imagine yourself in that situation. So that's the planning part. And then we're going to do, Sam's going to do a demonstration for you, so that's the do. And then afterwards we'll have a bit of a chat about imagery and stuff and how you can do it. Okay?
So, as I said before, coming from the middle jump up, exactly the same principles. What I'm going to do this time, I was going to take the run off in the general direction, just so I can clear a lot of the ground, okay? When you're running, when you jump, there's no running to the edge, stumbling, and then go into a dive, and that's the best. What we have to do is commit to it, so when you start running, start running, and leap off, exactly the same as step off. You're running, you leap off. Okay?
1 foot forward, ready to enter the water, then we want to be first.
As soon as you hit the water, obviously you are going to go in a little bit deeper. Don't panic. As soon as you get in, makes up nice and big and start doing it, swoops up and you push it over the top. Quite shape. As soon as you come up the top, I'm going to be in the water with you as well. Also, with the thumbs up to the right at the top. Is that good? Okay, I'll do that.
Next step, okay? You've just seen Sam demonstrate it. What you can do is imagine yourself, use the imagery in your head to look at the way his body entered the water, how he ran, how he jumped, how he left the cliff and things like that. You can imagine yourself and use it as a bit of an imagery. So to review what he just did, what did you notice about the jump that he did?
He really committed to it for sure, and went for it, and then right before he hit the water, he really did his pose.
He pulled himself in at the very last.
Yeah.
The first thing he did when he came up, he made his body nice and big so it came to the surface, and then he did that.
Yeah.
Okay? Whenever you're ready, babes, whenever.
That was cracking. Woo!
Well done, Ian. Yes! Thumbs up! Clear! Okay, just to review then, can you tell me a couple of things about the experience that you've had today? If you were to find yourself in a hostile environment like with coasteering and waves, what sort of things would you keep in mind?
Definitely don't dive head first into the water. Lay on your back and keep your hips up, which is a really good tip that I learned today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't have your arms up.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Looking at your personal goals for the day, things that you want to develop for yourself, what sort of things throughout the day did you discover that you want to develop for yourself? Was there like an overworking when you thought, this is what I want to work on for myself?
Yeah, I was just thinking about being more adventurous in my everyday life. It's a pretty adventure-filled day.
Do you want to
Yeah.
carry on with it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
What about yourself?
I don't think that also in the, like when we went down to the medium, like yeah, this is not so bad, and I can do it, and then I did that was so hard. So
I asked you in the car before we left if you could write down a couple of things that you feel would help you to reach that goal, or help you to actually develop yourself. So did you write things down in there?
Yeah, beyond the session, how would you progress, how you move forward?
Yeah, so I guess for becoming more adventurous, overcoming fears,
Yeah.
opening my mind to new ideas, having different experiences, challenging myself, and building trust in the new experience and the people I'm sharing it with.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that one.
The trusting bridge. Kind of,
Yeah.
I drew on that idea.
The trust
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you want to, do you want to put them down on the floor in the order in which you think that if you had to do these, in the order that you think that doing those things would actually help you. So which things would you need to do first? So if you want to do that, just stick a rock on top of it.
Yeah.
Almost
Okay.
in footsteps going off towards the future, yeah?
In footsteps for the future,
if you
how
wanna put it here.
how you can progress like
Let's
that.
have a look at your ones then. Which ones did you have here?
Don't think too much, be open-minded, challenge myself, try different / new things, and breathe.
I like the breathing.
Yeah.
It takes a lot. Do you want to do the same? Do you want to put them in the order in which you think that you need to do things first?
There we go. So these are your footsteps. So. Yeah, there we go. Some rocks I can help you.
We'll discuss it now.
Nice, brilliant.
Do you want to talk us through your steps?
Alright, so I started with opening my mind to new ideas. Because I think that's the beginning. Before I can challenge myself or anything, I need to open my mind to whatever it may be.
Yes.
And then the second was challenging myself. Having different experiences, so just putting myself out there, I guess. Overcoming fears, which is a big part of it, especially if it's something you've never done before. And building trust in the new experience and the people I'm sharing it with. So I think that's just,
That's how you progress. That's the way you go.
yeah.
Now, within the feature now, you have a step ladder there. The things that you can do within yourself to reach that eventual goal. I would say it's up to you to take what you want from the section. Hopefully you actually follow these things through. What about you? What have you got over here?
Yeah, first I have to try different / new things and challenge myself. And don't think too much. I actually think too much sometimes. And just breathe. I start like and like feel.
So by breathe, are you talking about
Yeah,
taking a minute to sort of
yeah, and just breathe.
take in the sort of
Yeah.
situation? Yeah.
It's
I
easy
think
to
that's a
forget.
very important one.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's easy to forget. You know, you get to the edge.
Yeah, I just stand there.
Yeah.
You forget to breathe, like because anxiety takes you. Yeah, that's quite an important one.
Is there any sort of feedback that you have for us as well on the way the session was run, or the location, or the actual activity that we did? Is there any feedback that you have as participants
Yeah.
that you think would be better for future development?
I thought it was awesome. I
Yeah,
had a
me
lot of
too.
fun today, and I thought you guys did a really great job. I felt safe, and yeah, I had a really great experience.
Maybe a free lunch.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, cheers, that's been great.